The shadow of a titan, Fabio's psychological warfare. The air in the Yamaha garage has turned icy as the ghost of Toprak Razgatlioglu's success continues to haunt Fabio Quartararo's every move. It is no longer a secret that the Frenchman is feeling the immense pressure of being the sole spearhead for a struggling Japanese giant, while his former stablemate conquers the world on a BMW. This isn't just about lap times, it's about the visceral realization that the stop-and-go masterclass Toprak displayed has become the gold standard for modern racing efficiency. Every time Fabio closes his eyes, he sees the silhouette of the Turkish rider defying physics on a bike everyone said was inferior. The jealousy isn't just professional, it's a deep-seated competitive fire that has pushed Fabio into a state of obsession. He is now forced to confront the reality that his smooth, flowing style might be a relic of the past, as he desperately tries to claw back the dominance that once felt so effortless before Toprak redefined the limits of what is possible on two wheels. The art of the mimic, deconstructing the Stoppie style. In a move that has sent shockwaves through the paddock, Fabio Quartararo has begun a deliberate and calculated imitation of Toprak's signature braking violence. Onboards from recent tests reveal a startling transformation. Fabio is no longer seeking the perfect arc. He is slamming the anchors with a savagery that mimics the Turkish rider's iconic Stoppie entries.
This is a radical departure for a rider who built his reputation on corner speed and finesse. He is forcing his body to accept the chaos of a lifting rear wheel, trying to replicate that precise moment of controlled instability that allows Toprak to dive bomb rivals with impunity. Every braking marker is now a battlefield where Fabio attempts to transcend his own muscle memory, proving that he is willing to sacrifice his identity if it means reclaiming his throne. This is not mere flattery, it is a desperate survival tactic aimed at proving he can master the dark arts of the late braking master to keep his MotoGP aspirations alive against the looming 2026 threats. Yamaha's secret weapon, the V4 engine revolution. Beneath the fairings of the M1, a mechanical heart transplant is underway that promises to change the DNA of Yamaha forever. The transition from the traditional inline-4 to the monstrous V4 configuration is the most significant gamble in the manufacturer's modern history. This is a direct response to the sheer horsepower and aerodynamic efficiency displayed by Ducati and KTM, a move that signals Yamaha's refusal to be left in the dust. The V4 isn't just about top speed, it's about a completely different power delivery curve that demands a more aggressive point-and-shoot riding style, exactly what Toprak perfected and what Fabio is now desperately trying to learn.
The engineers are working in a fever pitch, knowing that this engine is the only way to lure the best talent and keep their current star from jumping ship. It is a high-stakes engineering war, where every horsepower gained is a bullet fired at their European rivals, setting the stage for a 2026 season that will either be a glorious resurrection or a final, crushing downfall. The boss's laughter, Lin Jarvis, and the irony of fate. As the V4 engine roared to life during secret shakedown tests, Yamaha boss Lin Jarvis was seen with a cryptic, almost mocking smile that caught everyone off guard. It wasn't just a laugh of satisfaction for the mechanical progress, but perhaps a smirk at the irony of the situation. He watches Fabio struggle to adapt to a style he once dismissed, while knowing that the very traits Toprak possessed are exactly what this new engine requires. Jarvis is a master of the long game, and his laughter resonates like a haunting melody through the pits, signaling that the hierarchy is shifting. He knows that the technical revolution he's overseeing will demand a new kind of rider, one who can handle the violent torque and aerodynamic turbulence of a 300 horsepower beast. The laughter suggests that Yamaha is finally playing dirty, embracing the aggression they once shunned, and leaving Fabio to either evolve or be replaced by the very ghosts he is currently trying to outrun in his mind. The 2026 deadline, a collision course with destiny.
The year 2026 is no longer a distant date on the calendar. It is a looming guillotine for those who cannot adapt to the new technical regulations. With the reduction in engine displacement and the scaling back of aero widgets, the sport is returning to a raw, rider-centric era that favors those with the most versatile skill sets. This is why the friction between Fabio's current struggle and Toprak's rising legend is so pivotal. The paddock insiders are already placing bets on who will survive the transition when the training wheels of extreme downforce are stripped away. For Fabio, 2026 represents the ultimate test of his legacy. Can he be the man who tamed the V4, or will he be remembered as the champion who lost his way trying to be someone else? The tension is palpable as every manufacturer prepares for a reset that could see established kings dethroned and outsiders like Toprak Razgatlioglu potentially stepping into the MotoGP arena to claim a crown that many believe is already rightfully his. Breaking the physics, the violence of the entry. To understand why Fabio is so desperate to mimic Toprak, one must look at the sheer violence of a World Superbike entry. Toprak doesn't just turn the bike, he bludgeons the tarmac into submission, using the front tire as a pivot point while the rear dances in the air. This level of commitment requires a mental fortitude that borders on the insane.
Fabio, traditionally a rider of surgical precision, is now attempting to embrace this controlled crash mentality. He is pushing the Michelin front tire to the absolute brink of collapse, searching for that extra meter of late braking that defines the modern era of sprint race combat. It is a grueling physical transformation that has left him exhausted and frustrated, yet he continues to push. The sport has evolved into a game of who can be the most comfortable in total discomfort, and Fabio's imitation of Toprak is a public admission that the old ways of smooth is fast are being buried under a mountain of smoking rubber and aggressive late braking maneuvers. The BMW factor, how an outsider changed the game. Toprak Razgatlioglu's move to BMW was initially laughed at by the MotoGP elite, seen as a step toward a lucrative retirement. However, his immediate dominance has turned that laughter into a cold hard sweat for riders like Fabio. Toprak proved that a truly generational talent doesn't need the best bike to win. He can bend the machine to his will through sheer technical brilliance and a unique approach to corner entry. This realization has shattered Fabio's excuses about the Yamaha's shortcomings. If Toprak can make a BMW look like a world beater, why can't Fabio do the same with the M1? This BMW factor is the catalyst for Fabio's current identity crisis.
It has forced the entire Yamaha project to look in the mirror and realize that they need more than just a better engine. They need a rider who can exploit every millisecond of the braking zone. The Turkish rider has inadvertently become the benchmark for every rider in the paddock, proving that the mind is the most powerful component on any racing motorcycle. Michelin versus Pirelli, the great tire conundrum. One of the most dramatic hurdles in this saga is the fundamental difference between the tires used in WSBK and MotoGP. Toprak performs his miracles on Pirelli rubber, which offers a different kind of feedback and give during extreme lean angles. Fabio is trying to replicate these feats on the much stiffer and more temperamental Michelin tires, which are notorious for punishing even the slightest error in pressure or temperature. This is where the imitation becomes dangerous. If Fabio pushes the Michelin front end with the same reckless abandon Toprak uses on a Pirelli, the result is often a sudden and violent low-side crash. This technical barrier adds a layer of Russian roulette to Fabio's training. He is playing with fire, trying to translate a feeling from one universe to another, all while the Yamaha engineers watch with bated breath. The tire war is the silent assassin in this story, the factor that could either validate Fabio's new style or send him to the medical center with a broken spirit and a shattered bike. The media circus, fueling the fire of rivalry.
The international sports media has smelled blood in the water. The narrative of Fabio the copycat is spreading like wildfire through the digital landscape. Every interview is now a minefield where journalists probe Fabio's psyche, asking him about Toprak's influence and the pressure of the V4 project. This constant scrutiny has turned a technical evolution into a public drama, forcing Fabio to defend his ego while his results remain inconsistent. The jealousy angle is being pushed to the limit, painting a picture of a fallen king trying to steal the magic of a rising sorcerer. For the US sports audience, this is the ultimate drive to survive style drama, a class of personalities where the hardware is secondary to the human ego. The pressure of being watched by millions while you fail to master a new skill is enough to break the strongest athlete, and the world is waiting to see if Fabio will snap under the weight of the cameras or use the criticism as fuel to silence his doubters once and for all. The ultimate gamble, a career on the line. As we approach the 2026 horizon, Fabio Quartararo is standing at the edge of a precipice. His decision to stay with Yamaha and oversee the V4 transition while radically changing his riding style is the ultimate career gamble. If it works, he becomes a legend who reinvented himself to conquer a new era. If it fails, he will be remembered as a rider who chased shadows and lost his own greatness in the process.
The stakes could not be higher. Yamaha's boss might be laughing now, but the reality is that the entire Japanese racing heritage is resting on this pivot. This isn't just a story about a motorcycle race, it's a story about the agonizing process of evolution. Whether Fabio is truly jealous or simply pragmatic, his journey is a testament to the brutal nature of top-tier sport. The 2026 season will be the final judgment, the moment when the stopwatch reveals whether Fabio's imitation was a masterstroke of genius or a tragic symptom of a champion who had finally run out of answers in the face of a superior foe.